This spring, many of us eager to get our lawn into shape, but experts say there are a lot of important things to consider before hiring a lawn care professional. Here now with some tips, Lisa Fronifel with the Better Business Bureau of Western Michigan. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you so much for having us on today.
Yeah, I'm so glad. And I know you always say do your research. What kinds of things should we be doing?
It's interesting because a lot of people don't really think of all of the things that go into lawn maintenance. And I really didn't either until I started working for the Bureau. And there's so many things that go into it. So first thing is try and make sure that you're working with a reputable business and that you're an informed consumer. So you want to go out on BBB.org, take a look at the business that you're looking at working with. And then another great thing is to go ahead and get multiple quotes. So take a look at the businesses that are out on multiple lists that we have on BBB.org and try and do some comparisons. Really make sure that you're looking at the scope of work that you want to have done and make sure that people are actually coming and looking at your own yard. A lot of people want to go ahead and do a Google search and go ahead and look at your business on Google, and it's just interesting because they don't know the condition of your yard from that. So try and make sure that they come out, take a good look at the yard, that they're going ahead and inspecting it for you. And when you're getting quotes from multiple places, make sure that they're being very specific. So an interesting thing that I didn't know is one of our biggest complaints is when people come and have their trees trimmed or they have a tree cut down, is one of the largest complaints is that they didn't know whether the company was going to take the tree or whether they were responsible for it. And another one that's interesting is when they say that they're going to cut the stumps, are they actually putting the stump down to the land, or are they actually leaving like a whole foot of the stump there, and then you have to figure out how to do it. So just make sure that your quotes are specific. And you're wanting to make sure of when you're having somebody even come and cut your lawn, you know, are you having to pay even when they don't come? Especially with Michigan weather, if we could ever have the rain and snow stop, you know, it would be really nice to go ahead and know whether, okay, I'm still going to have to pay them even though they didn't come this week.
Ask all those questions up front before you agree to anything. I know another thing too is not to pay in full up front. That's important.
Absolutely. You want to make sure that you are getting receipts for the work that's done, especially if you're paying for cash, and that you are going ahead and paying as the services are done. A lot of times with big landscaping projects, you have to pay half down. And that's why it's so important to make sure that you're working with a reputable business and checking their references. You know, we recently, personally, I had a big landscaping project that I had, and I looked out on BBB.org, made sure that I was working with somebody that was reputable, saw if there were reviews or complaints that were out on there, and then I made certain to check with their references. So I contacted one of the local landscaping companies, or landscaping suppliers, I should say, and I asked them, I said, hey, do you know who this person is, and do they have a good reputation, and have they had good work? And they said, actually, yes, they have one of the best reputations that are out there. And so it's just making sure that you're doing smart tasks when you're going ahead and working with somebody. And if you're giving them a large, substantial amount of cash, you know, it's important that you know that they're going to actually show up to do the work, and that they're not going to be a scam artist, and that they take your big check and then they leave. So,
and word of mouth too. Ask your friends.
Absolutely.
Who they trust, in your neighbors, who they use.
And that's why go to BBB.org, take a look, even if you're getting a reference from somebody, see if there were any complaints. A large one with landscaping companies, when you're having, you know, your yard done, you want to make sure, are they taking care of the trimmings? Or, and if they're bagging, you know, the grass, are you going to have to take care of that, or are they, you know, if they're doing pesticides, do they have a license for that?
Get it in writing too, is that important?
Yes, and when you're looking at the contracts, make sure that you're reading the fine print. And that you're being specific on the contract. You know, are they coming once a week? Are they coming every other week? And when do you have to pay them?
Okay, good. Wow, good information as we all look forward to it. We know it's going to happen at some point. Snow's going to stop. We're going to get out there in our yards. And we really appreciate, Lisa, that great information.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming in.